Tokito got some needles in his face
that
from
was
these
wild and crazy.
goldfish.
I didn't actually when we get that moment of the fish shooting the needles and there's that kind of second delay in your mind of, oh my gosh, okay, Tokito stepped in front of it, and you don't get the front facing yet, and there's this like little second where you're like, okay, what am I about to see? Am I about to see that Tokito was like a magical man that made all of the needles go away?
There's a spider.
There's a spider. Be the magical spider killing man. Yay.
I'm gonna cut that part where you just said that, but
okay. So, yeah, there was a split second where you weren't sure if you were going to see that he had hit all of the needles away and it was going to be this amazing display.
You heard it, though.
But you don't want to believe that it's true.
Yeah.
And it's all in a split second. So your mind's trying to, like, move a mile a minute. And then when you turn around and you see specifically the ones in his cheeks.
Yep.
And, like...
he had one in his ear, too.
The imagining of how deep those are going into his face. Ugh.
I hope he keeps the ear one as like a piercing.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. But after that entire interaction with Tokito, like the demon's able to transport himself between these different jars and pots, and he doesn't really understand why they're able to spawn in random places. I'm excited to see like, you know, the work through to defeat him.
Right.
I imagine it might come from being able to, once he obviously breaks out of what he's in, like trying to determine, oh, this pot has this type of design on it. How do we, you know what's going to happen before it happens?
I mean, like, Yoko's really underestimating Tokito purely because he's a pompous artist. And he obviously is like, well, you didn't listen to my explanation, so you obviously, like, aren't smart enough to think about how to defeat me.
Yeah.
You're just, what he says, you're all muscles where your brains are, or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen.
You don't know him.
You are underestimating this man, this boy.
Okay.
This young lad.
We are getting to the crazy part of this episode when the animation really kicked off, you know. I love that we have this like theme continuing of inherited memories from the demon side of things, because it really
it's
helps
nice to have the balance.
Well, I think it helps bridge the arcs together too, in between, like, going from upper 5 to upper 5, going from Gyutaro and Daki. Tanjiro touched on what he did in cutting off and beheading Gyutaro, but that really, like, I think it's a great bridge that both of them, Daki and this demon, is able to see similar things, and it connects everything back to Muzan.
It's it reminds me of a ladder in a visual. Like, there's these two poles and then there's these rungs going between it. You know, there's this balance of storytelling that's happening on both sides with some really nice parallels between demons and the humans and the demon slayers. And then also in terms of progress of climbing the ladder.
Yeah.
There's this nice gaining of information, gaining of technique, furthering development in Tanjiro himself.
Yeah. So in regards to like animation in this show, there's something that this show does other than just have an insane budget and use every ounce of talent they have within their studio to make the best art and animation possible. They have something that they do that I think is different from quite a lot of shows when they try to flex animation, right? I think when other shows, the best way that I can explain it, have a moment that requires, or they feel requires, better animation, more time and care, they are going to over-animate it. And I know a lot of people think that there isn't such thing as over-animation, but I think it comes down to pacing, right? Mm-hmm. Like, if you're going to show every second that you choose to animate something, it might draw on a little bit in an action sequence, right? You lose the actual pacing of the scene that you're in because they want to focus on the actual animation that is being drawn and done and given. Demon Slayer has never, ever had that sort of issue or problem. There is a moment in every sense of animation that they pop off on that it flies by in a blink of an eye, and it's like the best animation that other studios wish they could do, and hell, a quarter of the people watching this might never even see it because they blinked, right? Mm-hmm. But if you slow it down, where other animation studios would have would cheat a little bit on the line work just to be able to convey that quick succession of frames.
And quick movement.
Demon Slayer does no such thing, man. Like, even the first the step that Tanjiro makes from Sun Halo Dragon, you get a screen. I'm gonna try to pull it up in editing, where you get almost like a charcoal etching of Tanjiro with a lens flare and then aura around him. And that's
I really like that look because
one
I
frame.
think it fits the fire to have him like charcoal drawn like that.
Exactly.
So
What's his origin from? It connects.
The charcoal cell. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's perfect.
And then it's literally one frame. Is that needed? Fuck no. Am I happy that it's there?
Yes.
It makes my life so much better. And then he just takes a step forward. It's
that whole succession of him stepping forward into the eye.
And okay, that's all great, right? But if you hit play, what are the odds that you're gonna actually be able to appreciate that in real time? And oh my god, I'm geeking out so much. I'm such a nerd.
How the skin kind of folds as the sword is slicing through it.
It's so good, man.
It's almost you could almost feel and sense as if you were in the kitchen cooking, like what it would be to slice through something by how it's drawn here, like how he's slicing through the neck of these demons.
Yeah, no, exactly.
There's a feeling to it.
Like the fleshiness and how it pulls apart.
It's
kind of
creepy
crazy
and
how they're
awesome.
But I like how
visceral.
We're like the imaginary camera there is following the sword as it turns around, and then we go through him, and then it's not over. Jesus Christ. Doesn't this remind you of season 1 episode 19 Hiino Kami Kagura, when he has the whole run up to Rui?
One thing I found really that I would like to point out is the color usage for the flames in Demon Slayer. When his sword is first affected by the blood demon art from Nezuko, it's not like out the bottle red, like cadmium red. There's this like fuchsia, there's this neon pink kind of feeling to it. And I really love the color usage in terms of like showing, like obviously the water with the blue is beautiful when he uses that, but when he uses fire, I love that they go all through the spectrum of like pinks, reds, oranges, yellows, like, and they use all the variations of it, and they use this whole wide spectrum of different colors, and it makes it like beautiful, like an art piece. It also seems otherworldly because of that. It's so
Yoko
awesome.
Needs to like take a step back, break the fourth wall, and look at the production value and artistic direction of this show to maybe try to emulate that within his own art.
I think he would have appreciated your comment about the charcoal shot too.
Maybe. I don't know. He's kind of a piece of shit though.
He is, yeah.
Oh my god, bro. Again, okay, I'm probably going to end up showing this on screen as well. As we like come into the dragon's frame, right? And it just keeps going on. We break it to get not even break it. We zoom into the dragon's eye, which then becomes Tanjiro's eye. And like close up, we can see his pupil.
There's some blue in here now.
Yeah.
It's so great.
It's like mixing the forms together almost in like artistic style. That's like what it is reminiscent of for me. God, it's so good, man.
I really appreciate the flash out happening again, which it kind of happened when we got that lens flare of the initial starting of this technique, of this attack. That we got it with the demon getting sliced.
Yeah.
We get like a red screen with kind of like either a white or black slash through it.
You know what's great too? It's like, it's not just, this like quick one slice and whoever was quicker wins. You can feel the weight and momentum of the actual style that Tanjiro's fighting in. Like, it's like, it reminds me of when like you're taught how to swing a golf club or like a hockey stick, right?
Can you feel the contortion like in your arms?
Yeah.
When you see this shot of how he's like literally twisting
like
his arm.
Exactly. And like it,
there's something about like even breaking down this scene that it's almost like you can feel a lot of these things and like have a sense of how they feel.
It's so beautiful, man. And like this is my favorite part of Demon Slayer, man.
And it starts on such a satisfying note. There's something really satisfying about his scar, the like flame, getting bigger right before this happens.
It's just like you can't compare. Nothing else that compares to this show in this regard. I said it when we were in our outro, but this might be one of the only shows that I've watched that I feel like 20 years from now I'll be able to like be like, yeah, I watched that live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But going towards the end of the episode, something happened.
Something happened, and we
Genya.
need to talk about it. We need to sit down and have a chit chat about this.
He does not seem to resemble the demon that he killed.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to resemble something different entirely.
Like a Genya demon.
Like a Genya demon, right?
Like Nezuko looks very much like Nezuko, but with like bleached tips, and that is kind of what Genya has right now.
How and why? It explains the regeneration a little bit. If this is like he's part demon,
that would be wild.
But how would that work?
He has like a very aggression, like there's an aggression to him that he then has to calm himself down, reminiscent of like using a lullaby to calm down Nezuko. Something about that.
Like, okay, so how would it work though, right? Like if he was able to have that ability to regenerate previous to this episode,
mm-hmm.
It must be something that is inherently him or within him or an ability that he has or has cultivated.
Mm-hmm.
What would the circumstances have to be to give him genetics of a demon without actually being infected from a demon?
We don't know what it would be like in this universe if a demon and a human had a kid.
Are you telling me that Lady Tomoyo had a son and it's Genya? No, I like that line of thinking though. It's interesting.
I have wondered on multiple occasions if they would do something like this in this show, because you see it in other kind of media that uses otherworldly creatures, gods, devils, demons, fairies, and you always get a half child. A child that is half human, half Percy Jackson, you know? You always get a child in these kind of worlds where there are other beings.
Yeah.
You always have that. And so I have wondered on multiple occasions if something like that would exist in Demon Slayer.
I wonder if it's something like the more you have to like utilize that power of regeneration, of fixing yourself, the more you're like losing
the more lethal the wound.
Yeah, or like how many times like you have to like recover it, like a cruise atoll or something that you like are less. I don't know, man.
All I know is I already liked Genya before this because he fits into this character trope that I really adore for Demon Slayer character writing. And now I am so intrigued by him. I'm trying to think back and be like, okay, how did Genya ever react to Nezuko? Like, I don't think we ever got any actual reactions or dialogue or lines of Genya even like saying anything about Nezuko or reacting to Nezuko at all. So I'm like,
do you think we're going to have to like face him next? Or do you think we're going to have to try to calm him down? Do you think Nezuko's going to have to fight him? Demon v demon?
I would adore... I think I would adore if Tandra was able to do something in the similar vein of the lullaby with Nezuko. If he was able to do something to help Genya here. I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that Genya looks very demonic.
If Genya's made it this far and has had this ability, I feel like there has to be some control over it.
Yeah. Well, I think we were seeing what the coping and control was.
Previously.
Yeah.
You're right.
And this is an upper, and this is his first time fighting an upper,
right.
So...
You are right.
Oh, God.
Maybe Mitsuri will help. I don't know.
Mitsuri's busy holding people's hands.
My last question or like idea here is, do you think Tokito is going to get out of his situation alone, or there's going to be an interruption of help for him? And then off of that, would Mitsuri then come to this scene?
You know, that's a really great question. There's a bunch of players right now all across the field, all in their own little kind of mini battles. Mm-hmm. It's a really great question of if someone got done first, who are they going to go help next?
Yeah.
No clue. I don't know. Are we done too? Like, we're talking about Genya here, but we're like completely not touching on the fact that Genya has the decapitated fourth head.
I'm not confident enough.
And we're not yet. So like that's still a question mark of, are we done here? Is this battle over? Are we going to be dealing with Genya and then moving on to help Tokito?
No clue. I like in that terms of narrative, I feel like I have no idea where it's gonna go. I also love the idea that we already talked about it, but the position that Tokito's in, it's like he can't breathe now. That's like such a huge.
Yes. What was the line? The greatest weapon of the Demon Slayers is their breathing.
Yeah, thought that was good.
That was a really great line. A way to phrase something that we've kind of been told in not so simple, broken down terms, and I really appreciated that language.
If that was Tanjiro in there, he'd be like getting stronger by the second though. Remember last time he didn't breathe for a minute and almost died? Daki almost died. Well, kinda. But yeah. Alright, that's all I have you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.
Can you feel the contortion like in your arms?
Yeah,
Can you feel the contortion like in your arms?
Yeah.
Can you feel the contortion like in your arms?
Yeah.
Can you feel the contortion like in your arms? Yeah.